and welcome. If you're new here or if we haven't met yet, my name is Chrissy. I'm a positive reinforcement elephant trainer, and I'm also the founder of Elevation. Elevation is a nonprofit that offers long-term, free consulting services to elephant organizations in developing countries. We teach positive reinforcement training and elephant welfare, all to improve the lives of captive elephants and the lives of the people who care for them. Right now, I'm in Surin, Thailand, and we're at the very beginning of a brand new project, something that's never really been done in this part of Thailand before. We're working directly with private elephant owners, introducing them to positive reinforcement methods. After a lot of conversations, I'm excited to say some of these owners and their elephants are ready to give it a try. And that's a really important first step. At the moment, we're still waiting on the training area to be built. As with any construction project, it's taking a bit longer than planned. So while that's happening, I want to take a few minutes to share a project we just finished at Pakke Tiger Reserve in Arunachal Pradesh, India. Arunachal is in the far northeast corner of India, bordering Bhutan, China, and Myanmar. It's incredibly remote, mostly forested, and one of the least populated states in the country. Pakke Tiger Reserve itself is nearly 650 square kilometers of protected wild spaces. No villages, no farmland, just pure nature. If you love travel and the wild, lesser-known places, put this one on your list. Pakke is a success story in conservation thanks largely to the efforts of the Forest Department and their anti-poaching patrol. And a critical part of that success, their working elephants. There are 5 elephants at Pakke, and they play an essential role in protecting the reserve. For example, here's Vijaya, clearing a fallen tree from the only road through the forest. Without her, they'd need heavy machinery, something far more disruptive to the ecosystem. Vijaya also helps transport people and supplies to remote wildlife release sites, including for the Wildlife Trust of India's Asiatic Bear program, areas that are too dense for vehicles and too difficult to reach on foot. And now here's Bahadur helping with anti-poaching patrols. As you can see, even mounted on elephants, the jungle is nearly impenetrable. But thanks to the elephants, rangers can move through and protect these critical habitats. Now, I know some of you watching might feel conflicted about elephants being used for work. And I get it. I feel that way too. But during my 6 months there, I found the elephants averaged only about 8 hours of work per month. The rest of the time, they're roaming free in the jungle. A far more natural life than elephants in other captive settings know. That said, just because they're working animals doesn't mean they shouldn't receive the best care, physically, emotionally, and mentally. That's why Elevation was brought in. They'd recently lost some elephants due to illness and injury, and some that remained were struggling. One of our main goals was to improve their medical care, not just protocols, but actual treatment delivery. Before our training, medical procedures were extremely stressful for both elephants and mahouts. Here's Bahadur being treated for an abscess on his foot with traditional medicine. As you can see, he's restrained, he's guarded with a spear. The mahouts are trying to stay safe, but it's tense and dangerous. Bahadur gets upset, and it's not ideal. But with positive reinforcement training, everything changed. We worked with Bahadur slowly, building trust step by step. Eventually, he allowed foot treatments calmly. There's no restraint and no fear. We also addressed blood draws. Before training, he was pinned down, he's visibly stressed, surrounded by people. But after training, Bahadur stood calmly, unrestrained. He had the freedom to say no, to walk away without the fear of punishment. And that's what protected contact means. Safety, trust, and choice for everyone. We saw this with Joymala, too. She was stationed at a different anti-poaching camp and had a deep fear of human hands anywhere near her trunk. So we worked on that fear slowly, carefully. I started with food in a tub, and then I put it on a stick, then inching my hand closer, until one day Joymala accepted food from my hand without any signs of distress. From there, we transitioned that trust to her mahouts, helping rebuild their bond too. And again, it had ripple effects. Once Joymala trusted human touch, we could address her medical care, like footwork. Before training, she avoided any contact, especially on her feet. She would just dance around. But after training, she stood calmly, knowing she could walk away at any time. And that's the heart of positive reinforcement training. Not force, not fear, choice. We don't make the elephants do medical care. We work creatively to show them that they can choose to participate. It's slower, it takes patience, but the results are transformational. Each project lasts about 6 months. Why so long? Trust takes time. Some elephants catch on quickly, others move at their own pace, and we work with them. We follow their lead. And just as important as training the elephants is, it's training the mahouts. Most mahouts were taught using traditional methods, so this approach is entirely new. We don't just tell them what to do, we teach them why and how to problem solve when things don't go as expected. They learn the fundamentals of operant conditioning in classes and then apply it through daily practice. That hands-on work is where it all comes together. It's not easy, but it's worth it for the elephants, for the mahouts, and for the future of conservation. I want to take a moment to speak directly to the elephant lovers watching this who may feel uncomfortable with some of what you've seen. I hear you. I understand that feeling deeply. Captive elephant care is incredibly complex, especially in developing countries across Asia. There are no perfect solutions. The better ones are often expensive, difficult to implement, or simply not possible within existing systems. For example, you may have noticed a chain next to Joymala in that last video. It's called a drag chain, and it's not tied to anything. The drag chain slows Joymala down slightly and leaves a track mark on the ground. That track mark helps her mahouts find her when she's released into the jungle to roam, swim, forage, and socialize. This is a system that gives her freedom while still allowing the mahouts to check in on her health and her safety. Now, I don't like chains either, and when I have a better option, I absolutely advocate for it. But sometimes I don't have a better alternative to offer. And in those cases, I can't reasonably ask someone to stop using a method that still serves an important purpose. Would I prefer they didn't need the chain at all? Of course. But we're working with what's currently possible and helping make slow, sustainable progress. When I first started this work about 12 years ago, I focused mostly on elephant sanctuaries, places striving to provide elephants with freedom and natural elephant lives. Those are still some of my favorite projects. In fact, I've got one coming up in October that I'm really excited about. But in more recent years, I've also been invited to help in places where the conditions for elephants are far from ideal. Places where, frankly, I don't love everything I see. But those elephants still need help. And the people caring for them are beginning to ask questions. They're starting to explore alternatives. And this is an opening that I don't really want to walk away from. And this brings me to our current project in Surin, Thailand. Elephant keeping here goes back 4,000 years. It's deeply rooted in the culture. And while conditions you'll see here may be upsetting, it's not as simple as saying, "You're wrong for doing this." Lasting change doesn't come from shame. It comes from collaboration, from building trust, and from showing what's possible through success. So we're starting small. We're beginning with foot care. Some of these elephants are in real need of medical attention, and their owners know it. But providing that care safely and effectively is a challenge. In some cases, the elephants are really scared. They move around a lot, making it hard to trim their nails without risk. In other cases, they're lashing out. The vets want to help, the owners want to help, but without better tools and techniques, everyone is stuck. That's why we're using positive reinforcement and protected contact training. We're going to teach these elephants to present their feet voluntarily, like you saw before, calmly and without fear, and we're doing it in a way that protects both the elephants and the humans. It's going to be a slow process, but it works, and it lays the groundwork for future care, future trust, and future change. So yeah, this work is messy. It's imperfect, but it's necessary. These elephants deserve better, and so do their caretakers. And if we can meet them where they are and walk with them towards something better, I feel like that's worth doing. So thank you so much for watching and for caring. If this kind of work matters to you, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. And please join us on our journey here in Thailand from beginning to end. I'd love for you to witness the transformation firsthand. And of course, if you have questions, feel free to comment below. If you'd like to support the work we do, links are in the description. Until next time, bye-bye.